Okay, so here's the deal. I going through a midlife crisis. I'm going to be about 40 in the next month. I recently was laid off from my job, and now I'm kind of asking myself what I want to do next with my life. So it's kind of funny. Oh, my dog is eating a hairbrush. Please. Please. This isn't about you right now. This is about me. So, anyways, I had lunch with one of my old bosses from a couple companies ago, and she said, I've always said that I would pay money to watch your life on, kind of like reality TV because it's kind of a joke. I'd always come into the office with stories of what goes on with my family. So I thought I would create this YouTube blog. A reason being, since I lost my job, I can't really afford therapy anymore. So how about I talk to you, you listen, and I don't have to drop $100. So, if you want to watch it, great. If not, no offense, I wouldn't even know. So, story behind me. I'm going to be 40 next month. I have a family. I have a husband. I've been married to almost 16 years. I have 2 children, 11 and 7. And a dog, 2 cats, fish, a bird, whatever we can just kind of take in. We take in a lot of strays. That's how my husband started. I mean, he was holding up a sign that said, we'll work for food. So I kind of brought him in. No, just kidding. So, seriously, so many people ask, if you could describe your life, how would I describe it? I would say it's a cross between the show Roseanne and Jerry Springer. And the reason I say that is because my husband and I were just never serious. He's kind of a comedian in himself. He would love to go into comedy. Problem is he stutters. So comedy really isn't the thing for him. For me, I'm pretty sarcastic with my remarks. In fact, a lot of the time the things that come out of my mouth surprise me as much as they'll surprise anybody around me, leaving people kind of stunned or shocked that something like that could come out of my mouth. Another reason being, that's why I'm putting together this movie, so I can kind of get things off my back. So, I have people come up to me and they say, your children are so independent. How did you get them to be the way they are? And I said, you know what my secret is? I kept the bar very low as a parent. I didn't pay a lot of attention to them. I kind of neglected them a little. They don't really come to me for much anymore. They've kind of learned to stand on their own 2 feet. I mean, I do have friends. They are kind of like those helicopter parents. And I almost feel like these children almost want to ask their parents if they should go to the bathroom. So, yeah, I'm quite opposite from being that so-called helicopter parent. The story behind my 2 children is have you ever seen the movie Twins? You have one that kind of got everything, and then you kind of got the other one, well, enough said. Well, my children are kind of unique in that way. Not that I don't love either of them any less. I know I have to say that on camera. My oldest, she's the academic star. She's the athlete. My youngest, well, she's still trying to figure out what it is in life she's going to do. I mean, I do know she likes to eat, but she's skinny. But yeah, food is kind of, the thing. I mean, if there was like a food eating contest, maybe that could be a career. I don't know. So I have 2 very different children, and I have kind of, funny stories every day about the things they do. I mean, my youngest, she's got a lot of disorders. She's ADHD. She has processing disorder. She has to touch and feel everything. She has a sensory disorder. She has an anxiety disorder. So, for me, when I come out to my car and I'm ready for work and she's got her tongue licking the car, people look at me like I'm crazy. But, that's just part of her disorder. She tends to lick the windows. She licks faces. We just got a dog. She thinks she's a dog. She'll crawl around the place licking people's faces. What I find kind of her normal behavior probably isn't the most normal behavior. Is kind of what brings us to the Jerry Springer household, is all 4 of us are ADHD, and so when our medication wears off by 5 o'clock, you've got 4 lunatics in the house running after each other, we're not exactly the most organized on, you know, a schedule type of family. You know, my kid's bus doesn't come until 8:45 in the morning. So if they go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and they sleep till 8, they're still getting their 9 hours. You know, so, you know, people ask me, how is it that your kids aren't cranky? Well, you know what? I let them just pass out when they're ready. Yeah, so, you know, my mom and dad, they came from a very Mr. and Mrs. Rogers type of atmosphere. So, you know, they always say to me, I don't even know where you came from. Sometimes I say that to my kids. I wonder, you know, where did you come from? I don't see any of me in you. Then they open their mouth, something really obnoxious comes out, and then I say, there it is. There is where I come from. There's a part of your mother in you, the big mouth. So, you know, I hope that you find my posts, you know, kind of amusing, the stories behind my life. I kind of grew up, as I mentioned, my mom and dad were Mr. and Mrs. Rogers, so, you know, I guess I didn't know how to cook, I didn't know how to clean. It was kind of like everything was done for me. So I met my husband at the time. He was my fiance, and I'd gotten let go from a job, a contract. And I figured I had 3 hours to make a decision. Do I want to, you know, stay home? Do I want to move in with him? Because one of us ultimately was going to have to move. We lived about an hour from each other. So called my husband. I'm already on the road. Hey, I'm moving in about an hour. You know, it's kind of me and my impulse control. Part of that ADHD where, you know, I just kind of go off the rocker. So I get to his house, you know, he just gets home. He's like to his two, and need I remind you, he had 2 male roommates. He's like, we gotta clean this place up. My fiance's moving in. You know, less rent if there's one more person, so why not? We had one sleeping on, he was paying $300 a month just to sleep on a couch. It was kind of like a bum or something, I don't know. Like I said, we take the strays in. And the other one was kind of like a pot smoker who was on and off again with his wife. So I come in there and I say to myself, my God, this place is disgusting. I've got to clean it. These people are working. I'm out of a job. What can I do? Well, as mentioned, I'm not exactly the brightest person. You know, I came from kind of like the helicopter parent lifestyle, so I didn't really know how to, you know, clean the way I should have. So I decide I'm going to clean the refrigerator. It smells awful. So I go out and I buy none other than an air freshener. Yes, a car air freshener. I stick it in the fridge. Apparently those things have chemicals they set off. I got this strawberry one that kind of had like a real strawberry scent. So, you know, the bum of the roommate who sleeps on the couch, not the brightest bee either in the book, pulls out a peanut butter sandwich that he must have been keeping in the fridge, and he starts eating it and saying, you know, this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's really good. We kind of look at each other like, there wasn't any jelly in that sandwich. Come to find out, the air freshener that I put in the fridge was giving the taste of jelly. Needless to say, he got a little bit on the sick side. Lesson learned, no more car air fresheners in the fridge. That's all, folks, today. A little bit about me. Hope you enjoyed. And, you know, as my life goes on, I'm going to start posting some funny videos. But until then, signing off.